Welcome to another deep dive. We've got some really cool stuff to dig into today, all about dance. You sent us a piece exploring different dance styles, and I can't wait to break it down with our expert.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. From ballet to hip hop, we'll uncover what makes each style unique.
So the piece you gave us starts with ballet, which is often called the foundation of many dance styles.
Right. And it's interesting how this piece actually mentions a connection to fencing.
Fencing.
Yes, the early ballet masters actually often also taught swordsmanship.
Huh. I never would have thought about that connection.
Makes sense, though. Both disciplines really emphasize posture, balance, and controlled movements.
Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah, you can even see like echoes of fencing footwork in certain ballet steps.
Wow. Okay, so when I picture ballet, I think of those graceful spins. What are they called?
Pirouettes.
Yes, pirouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a rotation on one leg, and it perfectly demonstrates ballet's focus on precision and control.
Yeah.
Imagine the strength and balance required to maintain that perfect form while spinning. It sounds incredibly demanding.
Well, absolutely. Ballet dancers are known for their discipline for a reason.
That makes sense. So that discipline and technique really formed the basis for so many other dance forms.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's switch gears completely to hip hop.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's all about energy, rhythm, and expressing individuality, right?
Exactly. And your source material highlights how hip hop evolved right alongside, like the social and cultural changes happening in 1970s New York.
So it's more than just dance moves. It's like a reflection of a whole cultural movement.
Absolutely. Hip hop is raw, powerful, and constantly changing, just like the city where it was born.
Okay, so then what makes hip-hop rhythm so distinct?
It's the syncopation and improvisation. The beats are often unpredictable, and there's a strong emphasis on that downbeat, creating that driving energy.
That makes you want to move.
Exactly.
Okay, it's time to turn up the heat with salsa.
Yeah.
Your source material talks about its evolution in different countries. It's more than just Cuban, right?
Right. While it has roots in Cuba, salsa really found its stride in New York City's Latinx communities. It absorbed influences from jazz, mambo, even rock and roll. It's constantly evolving and fusing with other genres.
So salsa is like this melting pot of cultures and musical styles.
Exactly.
I've always been amazed by how connected the partners seem.
Yeah, salsa relies on strong communication between partners, anticipating each other's movements and responding to the music together as one.
Wow, it's about connection, improvisation, and really feeling the rhythm as a pair.
Yes.
Speaking of connection, contemporary dance seems to take emotional expression to a whole new level.
It does. Contemporary dance takes inspiration from ballet, modern, and jazz, but it gives dancers the freedom to break away from strict structures and tell stories through movement in a raw, emotional way.
So it's less about perfect technique and more about personal expression.
Exactly. Contemporary dancers use their bodies to communicate a range of emotions, from joy and sorrow to anger and vulnerability. Imagine a dancer contorting their body to express inner turmoil or leaping with abandon to show pure joy.
Wow, that's powerful. Sounds like contemporary dance invites us to explore the full spectrum of human experience.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating is how each contemporary choreographer brings their own unique style and perspective to the dance form.
We've covered some incredible modern dance styles, but let's take a step back and look at the importance of tradition. You've shared some material on traditional dances, and I'm excited to dive into that world.
Yeah. Traditional dances are like living time capsules carrying the history, customs, and values of different cultures. They offer a glimpse into the past and a way to connect with our heritage.
So it's more than just steps in music. It's about preserving cultural identity.
Exactly. Each movement, each gesture carries a wealth of meaning. For example, in Bharatanatyam, a classical Indian dance form, intricate hand gestures called mudras tell stories and convey emotions with incredible detail.
Wow, it's like a secret language passed down through generations.
It is.
That's incredible. It sounds like every detail in traditional dance has a story to tell.
Absolutely. And for those who love to blend tradition with innovation, there's fusion dance.
Yeah.
Think of it as a dynamic conversation between different genres where creativity knows no bounds.
So it's about taking the best of different worlds and creating something totally new.
Precisely. Imagine a dance that blends the intricate footwork of Irish step dancing with the fluid movements of contemporary dance. That's the beauty of fusion. It's a celebration of diversity and the power of creative expression.
That's so cool. It seems like dance really is a universal language that can bridge cultures and styles.
Absolutely. It's a powerful way to connect with our own emotions, share stories, and build bridges across cultures.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
I know, right?
We're just getting warmed up. I'm already fascinated by all these connections and surprises. But before we dive into even more dance styles, let's take a moment to let all of this sink in. We'll be back soon to continue our exploration. Welcome back. I'm ready to keep exploring. We've already uncovered some pretty cool connections between different dance styles, and I can't wait to see what else we discover.
Well, then let's step into the elegant world of ballroom dance.
Ooh, ballroom. Yeah. You shared some material on this, and I know a lot of people associate it with formal events, those fancy events, elaborate costumes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But what I find really interesting is how each dance seems to, tell a story through the partner's movements and connection.
You're right. Each ballroom dance has its own unique rhythm and character. Take the waltz, for example.
The waltz.
Its smooth, flowing movements kind of evoke a sense of romance and sophistication, like a fairy tale.
Yes. Yeah, and then there's the tango, which has a completely different feel.
Oh, yeah, totally. The tango is all about passion and intensity. The close embrace, the sharp staccato movements, it's like a fiery conversation happening between the partners.
It's amazing how these dances can convey such complex emotions without any words at all.
I know. And each dance reflects a particular time period and cultural context.
Oh, that's interesting.
The waltz, for instance, emerged in the 19th century and quickly became popular in the royal courts of Europe.
Makes sense.
It was a way for couples to move together gracefully and express a certain level of decorum.
Oh, so each dance we see on the ballroom floor today carries a little piece of history with it.
Absolutely.
Now, for something with a bit more energy and individual flair, let's talk about jazz.
Yes. Jazz dance is all about rhythm, syncopation, and improvisation.
Yes.
It evolved alongside jazz music in the early 20th century, incorporating elements of African dance, ballet, and even social dances of the time.
It's so cool. I've always been drawn to the athleticism and energy of jazz. Those high kicks and leaps are incredible.
I know.
What kind of training goes into developing that level of skill?
Well, jazz dancers need incredible strength, flexibility, and a really strong sense of rhythm.
Right.
They also need to be able to improvise and make the dance their own.
Oh, so that's where their personality really shines through.
Exactly. Jazz dance is all about blending structured technique with a sense of freedom and individuality.
Okay. Speaking of rhythm, tap is next.
Oh, yeah.
It's like creating music with your feet, isn't it?
It is. Tap dancing uses metal taps on the shoes to create percussive sounds.
Yeah.
It's like a rhythmic conversation between the dancer and the floor.
I've always been mesmerized by the speed and complexity of tap steps. It's like they're drumming with their feet.
I know, it's amazing.
What are some of the key elements that make tap dancing so unique?
Well, tap dancers need incredible precision and coordination.
Right.
They use a variety of steps, including shuffles, flaps, and riffs, to create those intricate rhythms. It's not just about the steps themselves, but also the weight shifts and the use of the whole body to create the sound.
Wow, that's fascinating. It sounds like tap dancers are musicians as well as dancers, using their bodies as instruments.
That's a great way to put it. They're creating the music and the dance simultaneously.
From the elegance of ballroom to the energy of jazz and the percussive rhythms of tap, we've covered some truly dynamic styles. But our exploration isn't over yet. Your source material also delves into folk dance, which seems like a whole other world.
It is. Folk dances offer a window into different cultures, celebrating traditions and heritage passed down through generations.
Yeah.
They often tell stories about daily life, historical events, or even spiritual beliefs.
So when we watch a folk dance, we're actually seeing a glimpse into a community's history and values.
Exactly. For example, in many Eastern European folk dances, you'll see intricate circle formations and lively footwork. These dances often represent community and togetherness, reflecting the importance of collective spirit in those cultures.
That's amazing. It really highlights how dance can connect us to our roots and remind us of the shared human experience.
Absolutely. And then there's sacred dance, which takes us on a spiritual journey through movement.
Oh, sacred dance.
It's been a part of human ritual and ceremony for centuries.
So sacred dance is more than just entertainment. It's about connecting with something larger than ourselves.
Precisely. Many cultures around the world use dance as a form of prayer, meditation, or a way to honor deities. Imagine the whirling dervishes of Sufi tradition, spinning gracefully as they seek a mystical union with the divine.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
Yeah.
It really shows how dance can transcend cultural boundaries and connect us to something profound.
It's amazing.
And for those looking to connect with their own bodies and get a great workout, there's Zumba.
Oh, yeah, Zumba.
Zumba's all about high energy and fun, right? I've heard it's a fantastic way to get your heart pumping while enjoying some awesome music.
Exactly. It combines Latin rhythms and easy-to-follow dance moves, creating a party-like atmosphere that's super motivating. You're dancing, you're sweating, you're having a blast.
Sounds like the perfect way to combine fitness and fun.
It is.
We've covered so much ground today. From the structured grace of ballroom to the free-flowing joy of Zumba, I'm amazed by the sheer variety of dance styles out there.
I know, right? And we've only just scratched the surface.
Wow.
Dance is a constantly evolving art form, and there are countless styles we haven't even touched on yet. But before we move on to our final thoughts, I want to share a quote that I think perfectly captures the essence of what we've been talking about today.
Okay, I'd love to hear it.
Martha Graham, a pioneer of modern dance, once said, "Dance is the hidden language of the soul."
Ooh, that's beautiful.
I know, right? It really speaks to the power of dance to express emotions, tell stories, and connect with something deep within ourselves.
I'm ready to hear your final thoughts on all of this. We're back and ready for our final thoughts. I feel like we've time traveled and traveled the world just now, exploring everything from ancient rituals to the latest fitness trends.
It's really amazing to see how dance is like woven into human experience across cultures and throughout history.
Yeah. We've seen how it preserves traditions, celebrates individuality, and helps us connect in ways words just can't.
I know. And as we wrap up, I keep thinking back to that Martha Graham quote, dance is the hidden language of the soul.
Oh, such a good quote.
I know. What does dance reveal about us? What does it tell us about ourselves?
That's such a good question. Maybe it reveals our deepest emotions, our cultural roots,
Yeah.
our desire to connect, or even just our pure joy in moving our bodies.
Yeah, I think it's all of that and more. Dance allows us to tap into something primal and expressive within ourselves. It's a way to communicate beyond words, to share stories and connect with something larger than ourselves.
It's been amazing to explore the evolution of dance, from those early ritualistic forms to the incredible diversity of styles we see today.
I know.
What do you think the future holds for dance?
I think dance will continue to evolve and surprise us. New styles will emerge, technology will offer new ways to experience and create dance, and the global dance community will continue to grow and connect in exciting ways.
That's what's so cool about dance. It's a living art form. It's always in motion.
It is. And with social media, dance has become more accessible and interconnected than ever before.
Oh, yeah.
Platforms like TikTok and Instagram have created a global stage where anyone can share their moves and be inspired by others.
That's a virtual dance party happening all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's not just professional dancers. Everyone's invited to participate and express themselves through movement.
Exactly. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Dance is for everyone, regardless of age, background, or experience level.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought to think about.
Okay.
What dance style speaks to you the most, and why?
Ooh, that is a good question. Maybe it's a style that connects you to your heritage, brings back happy memories, or simply allows you to move your body in a way that feels good.
Whatever it is, I encourage you to embrace the power of dance. Let it move you, inspire you, and connect you to something bigger than yourself. And that's it for today's deep dive into the world of dance.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.